Hi there, this is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage. Why do I have art? I don't know. Anyway, I am fine. I had a nap yesterday. I should be feeling pretty good, and I do. It's going to be hot here today, and I just got back from shopping, so I suppose that might be what messed me up a bit. I also was out mailing something. So, Jewel, if you happen to be watching, your package is on the way and should arrive on Thursday, they said. I was pretty surprised they could get it there that fast. The post office sometimes is really good, and so I was very happy about that. So Jewel has ordered, thank you Jewel so much, that class, the Good Morning Magnolia class. So I'm going to just give that a plug really quick. And I don't have my boot over here. I should have brought that over, but I'm going to just let you guys find that. If you're interested at all in classes at the Crow Cottage, you can do them online. Completely online, as long as you get your order into my Square store. I can send, if you message me, I can send you the link to that. And yeah, I think we have probably 2 more weeks. You could actually order the class and I could send it to you, and then you can do it. It's really cute. It's got a cowboy boot in it. All right, so today I'm gonna do, I think we did Winds of Change before, but I'm gonna just use the little bicycle. And I love this stamp set. Now this is a very inexpensive for stamp sets. This one's a fairly inexpensive one. And if you like to color, this is one you will like. I saw on Pinterest somebody had put a card up that they didn't even have to color it. They just used the Delft blue and white theme, and it was beautiful. So this is a great stamp set for those of you who like that sort of thing. Not everybody does, but it's going to lend itself really well today. We're going to the embossing folders. I'm going to try to go through 2 cards pretty quickly. We'll see if that happens. If it doesn't, oh well. And so this is the Heirloom Frames dies. It comes with the rectangle and the oval frames, and it cuts those out. We're going to cut it out. I've only used it once. I'm hoping it works well. Again, it worked like a charm when I did it before. It was beautiful. And then these dies, or not dies, embossing folders. They are 3D. They're pretty thick. Oh, I forgot to get all my little plates. I have like this assortment of little plates to send through the machine with my dies. I mean, they're right here, so I can get them. But I have to fuss with pulling plates on and off to see how, because all the different thicknesses of dies embossing folders just mean you have to play with all your plates to see what works and what doesn't. Okay, Stampin' Up! Does sell a special embossing plate that they've manufactured just so that our thick folders can go through with with one cutting plate. And I did not have to order it because I have so many plates. There was a super thin one I was able to use with others. But again, I don't use these often enough to know what the formula is, so you're going to have to struggle with me a little bit. But it's very ornate. It's very pretty. I think you're going to like those. And then we are going to also be using the Path of Petals. I'm going to have to grab this DSP really quick to see what it is actually called. I think it's, so it's called Pressed Petals. And I've run through all of the papers before, so I'm not going to do it. But, oh boy, it comes with this really gorgeous washi tape, too, which I don't see handy, but I know it's right here, that you can pull off the little petals and make little flowers with. It's really pretty, but I love this. Now, all the papers are wonderful. They have 2 sides. These are a little lighter weight. They are cardstock, or maybe I would just say a very heavyweight paper. You would not be able to use this as easily for like my little flip cards. I like to use the heavier weight cardstock that they do. That's still very lightweight and flips nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna talking of flipping, I'm gonna flip us down. And I also am going to be trying to find us online. If you're on with me, great. I'll see you eventually, I hope. And I don't think there's anything. Oh, there is. For anybody who's a demonstrator, there's that holiday catalog is out. Oh boy, it's good. Tons of great stuff in it. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, it's good. So those of us who are demonstrators, we can order this month, and special order. You can order one of the non-consumables. I think 2 or more of the I don't know. Just order. You won't regret it. They look like it's going to be really nice, and then everybody gets to order in September. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera down. Hopefully it won't discombobulate itself. And we will see if I can adjust my paper to get us on here. Let's see what we're doing. It seems awfully bright, but I think it's going to be fine. I've got it folded over here. I'm trying to keep myself in a fairly small space here today because I always am working, like all over, and then I don't realize I'm off camera. Let me just tip us a bit here so that you see more of what I want you to see, because you don't really need to see. Now, I will show you these, though, because I was talking about the DSP. Now, the Magnolia DSP, it's a little heavier weight than the pressed petals that we're working with today. And using your dies and then not running it all the way through so that you have these connectors, you can make a nice little fancy fold card using any die that you want to. Now these are with a fairly good size. This I ran through my cutting machine because we don't have a die that's this large. But this is going to be, I decided I'm not terribly fond of the memorable mosaic, but I am going to be able to use it nicely with this flipping action. And I haven't got it done yet, but I am going to. And then I also ran one of my lesser fondness Sailing Away DSP. Oh yes, and the Arts and Crafts one that is going. I already have a plan for that. But I love the Magnolia. It's going to be really fun. So if you've ordered my class, you might get some of these fancy folds in your order. Who knows when we do class? Because some people who register early, I'm making sure that I have something special for you. And many people have already registered. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And this is the host code. If you're ordering any of these products, make sure you use the host code so I can send you a thank you gift. And I wrote down what we're using: the Heirloom frames, which is this, the dies, and the embossing folders, it should say, because there's more than one, and that Winds of Change. And then also we are doing the pressed petals DSP. Okay, so that's what we'll be using, as well as our adhesives today. And I'm going to check my Simply Chamois. Oh, good, he's wet. I wasn't really sure if he was. I kind of forgot to get it all moistened up before I got going today. All right, so let me find us on the videos. Hopefully we are here somewhere, and then I can see your comments. And this is going to start up for a second because... there, get that off. All right, Michelle, it's nice to see you online. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share so that I can put you in the pot for next week. And then we are going to actually be going on vacation. And so I am probably going to have to do my drawing for last week's share. I'm going to have to do that later because I'm probably not going to get to that today. Maybe I will. We'll see. So, Michelle, how are you doing today? I hope you guys are staying cool. It's nice that your remodel is getting all done so that you don't have the house, hopefully, all open and all your wonderful air conditioning going out, because it's going to be quite warm, I think. And I'm so glad. I tried to get us going out of town at a time when it would be hot so I could avoid some of it. And I'm so pleased that it is happening to be exactly when I expected it to be. Okay, so I took a piece of soft sea foam and cut it in half. This is 5.5 by 4.25 or 8.5. Is it? I think this is 5.5. It looks like it. Oops, excuse me. Yes, it is. It's 5.5. So 5.5 by 8.5. And thank you, Michelle. Oh, good. So unpacking and sorting, Michelle, then you can do all of that in the coolness of the interior. I know when we've had some remodeling, not only was it annoying that there were flies all over the place all the time, it was just, if you're doing it in the summer, your air conditioning bill is huge because you're air conditioning everything, the inside and the outside. Okay, so that's my base card, and then I've got very vanilla for whatever else I'm going to be using today. I'm not even really sure. I'm going to tuck that under because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. And then I also have, this is rich razzleberry. Isn't that pretty? So rich razzleberry is going to go really nicely with this. And this is for my second card, I believe. I don't really even know. I don't know what I'm doing. Today, this is a free-for-all because normally I have made the cards in advance and I know exactly what I'm doing. But last night, I thought I am going to, in the middle of the night, of course, when I woke up, I am going to use the framelets and the dies and all. And actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to do that with this. So I shouldn't have probably, good thing it's fairly small because I'm going to be using these. I'm going to use these with my frames. Okay? So first of all, we are going to want to cut it out. You don't want to run your embossing through until the end because you want all of that wonderful embossing to be showing up. So having said that, I'm going to have to kind of move everything around because I've got to get, I got to get this big shot over here, and it's pretty big, and I just lost a whole bunch of it over there on the ground, I think. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna have to be stretching around here anyhow to get all of the plates to configure what I'm doing. Now, normally I use the magnetic plate. That's what this is, for cutting. And so I'm going to get that out. Oops, sorry. Hitting everything. Okay, so I've got the magnetic plate. My regular plates are getting pretty used, but they last a very long time. So you don't really need to get out a new one until it's absolutely necessary. The only reason I'm getting out a new one right now is because I just lost one on the floor. And you'll actually be able to see what I'm doing with a new one, which is kind of nice. So we've got our paper here. We're going to do one at a time, obviously. And our heirloom frame dies. So we're going to run those through first. Okay, so here's the oval. And I did cut that 4 1/4. It's just kind of barely working. You know what? I'm going to use my crummy one on the bottom just because I can get it nice and flat. I do want my because I didn't give myself a lot of edge here, I don't want this shifting around. So I'm gonna use my crummier plate here on the top so that even though, you know, I'm sorry, we won't be able to really watch it going through like we would if I had not had to. My light is tick, 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 tick as I'm hitting it with my handle as I'm going through. Okay. So there's that one. And then you have a nice little tag too that you could use if you wanted to. Now I'm finding this is a little tricky to pop out without making a big mess with it. I might have to get my little tool. No, I got it. There we go. So now that's the shape I'm going to need to emboss. And we'll put this one away and get out the rectangle. Hi, Trudy. It's nice to see you. And Michelle, you are asking, are the embossing frames currently being sold? Yes, they are. On this video, I try to not use stuff that's not current. All of this stuff, this actually was in a bundle. This is part of the Woven Heirlooms bundle. It comes with I think the bundle, it's pretty expensive because it comes with these 2 dies and the 2 embossing folders, these, and the Woven Heirlooms stamp set, which I loved, and probably the DSP too. This is the Woven Heirloom stamp set that it comes with, and I've used that quite a bit in our videos recently. I have been using it a lot because I've really liked it. It's been a really nice set to use for all kinds of stuff. Oh, Freddie, you made it. Yay, it's nice to see you. Thank you. Make sure you guys share the video. And I'm going to remind you that I'm going to just say it again for those of you who are just joining me. I'm going to have to share or I'm going to have to do my drawing next week for two times. I'm going to do 2 drawings next week because Jeff and I are going on vacation tomorrow, and I have to get ready to do that today. We're going to get gone a few days, so I'm probably not going to have a chance to do that drawing today like I normally would. Okay, so now that we are done cutting it out, I'm going to take my magnetic plate away and stick it over on the side. And then I'm going to get out, this is the Big Shot platform that came with this machine. And I think this is going to work. Now, Michelle, you probably remember better than I do what I do. Michelle has been with me experimenting how to avoid buying another cutting or embossing plate, or maybe it was Karen. I don't really remember who it was, but somebody was. And it's possible. You do not have to buy a new one. But the thing about this is that I found is you do want to make sure you get this in here accurately. And that was the only thing that it has a little edge, but it's easy to get it a little crooked, and you do not want it to be, you see, I've got it in there crooked. And if you're a little concerned about whether you're going to be able to keep it straight in there, you can use a little bit of washi tape. But once I make sure that I've got it in exactly where I want it, and I'm going to flip it over. There is actually an outline on the back here that I can line this up pretty well. And then I'm going to squish it down on there really good. Okay, I'm going to squish that together pretty well, and it should stay. Okay, now that's feeling fairly snug right now. So I'm going to slide that under. I do have this really thin, this is a thin die adapter. I'm going to try this and see if this is my combination. Oh, it is, I think. Yes, it is. So with this is a very thin. It says thin die adapter, and it is because it's been warped quite a bit because I've used it and quite often. But I did not have to buy a plate. So if you happen to have that, you won't need to buy a special plate either. And if I'd run it through back again, then I'd probably get even more of a raised feature here. But isn't that beautiful? Now, when you put these on your cards, you're going to want to put dimensionals under it. They're very pretty. So that's one. And then we will get the we'll get the oval one out. I want to set these on the side because I keep those together so I don't get messed up on what I'm doing. Put it on the other side. Uh-oh, I'm not sure what I should be doing. I should be doing something on the other side, Freddie. What is that? Maybe the Big Shot. Oh, on this side, I'll bet you see. I bet Freddie's already done this and she already knows. Yes, do it like this. So this is actually the front of this is the back. So don't eyeball it there. Eyeball it from the front. And then I'm, again, going to squish it pretty good. Then I don't need to washi tape. Oops, let me put my cutting plate underneath that. And then this on top. And then my little thin, this is the thin die adapter. And we'll run that through. This time I'll run it through the other way too. Okay. All right, we'll go back the other way. Okay. Whew. You do have to muscle it. As long as you're not muscling it too much, you're not going to ruin your machine. If you have to muscle it too much, then you're probably going to ruin your tension. Oh, I love these. These are gorgeous. I haven't used these as much as I want to or intend to. I'm going to be using them a lot more. But it's been hard to get to all of my goodies. This is my one complaint about the holiday catalog coming up so quickly, and we do have to have it. We need that that holiday catalog to come out now so that we can plan our cards for the holidays. But boy, it's distracting at a time that I'm just really enjoying all of the goodies that I just got. I don't really want to mess with the holiday catalog yet, but that's life. I am going to be messing with the holiday catalog, whether I really want to or not, because I need to get my Christmas class going. Okay, so those frames are going to be so cute. Love that. Now I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to end up wanting to have a border around my DSP on both of these, but I'm going to try to use this is like an extra piece of soft sea foam I had left over from some other project, so I was hoping I could use it today. We'll see if I can succeed in doing that. All right, so this is going to be my base card that I'm going to put some DSP on, so we'll just go ahead and score that at 5.5. Oops, let's get that scoring blade out of the way. Or cutting blade. There we go. Scored that. And then we will cut the DSP. We'll cut that at 4 inches and 5 1/4. Oops, my corner is just a little turned there, so we'll go 5 1/4 right there. Okay, and we'll see if this is a big enough piece, because I want to be able to see. I'm going to try my oval. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Perfect. Nice. Now I'm going to cut another one, and let's see how it looks with this soft sea foam. I'm not so sure that I'm going to like that, but we'll give it a try and see. So that was, I actually, let's look at this. Oh, good. Yeah, no, it's not bad. Let's look. Oh, not bad, but not nearly as good. I was afraid of that. I'm going to have to get out another piece of rich raspberry, because that is just my preference. Okay, so there's another, accidentally got a couple of sheets of rich raspberry. And we're going to go ahead and do both of these at 4 1/4. I kind of like the long, skinny effect of it with these, with this DSP. And then I'll score it there and fold that in half. And then while I'm here, I will just trim this at 5 1/4. Oop. There we go. Okay, then I can get this out of the way for a moment. You need a new paper trimmer with a scoring blade. Oh, well, now I bet you're glad you never did get it. I'll bet you're actually secretly glad you never did get the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, since it went out of business. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, so we are going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that. And stick this on here. Oh, I think I scored it poorly because I'm seeing a little bit of a bottom there, but it's all right. I'm going to just ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist. I really like the back side of this too. So I think what I might do is cut another piece of this DSP. And we'll have it underneath. Oh, I think that would be pretty. Let's try that. Let's see what happens when I do that. Because I was gonna just do this, but I'm thinking I might like to have a little bit of a contrast here. So we're gonna just cut this at 3 3/4. And we'll do it at 5 inches. And I might need to trim it down a little bit smaller than that so that I can actually still see my path of my petal. Oh, what is it called? Did I write it down? Good. Pressed Petals DSP. Yeah, because I still want to see that, but I'm thinking that that might be nice. So we'll trim it down quite a bit so that I can actually see around it. So we'll go with, let's see, how about 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's actually a square. I don't know if I want it to be a square. So let's go with 4 3/8 or 6/8 or whatever that was. I'll look again in a minute. Oh yeah, that's much better. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so we'll do that. I might leave the other one as is, and then we'll see how it looks different. Okay, so this one we'll just go ahead and stick it on. Right like that on the side, and then we will use our dimensionals to put this under. Now let me look at a label that I have cut. I actually cut out a few already, like that in the middle. I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't know that I do. Let's try a different color. I haven't really decided what I'm doing, obviously. This is still a work in progress. And I'm still kind of playing with the colors too. I even pulled out some old, this is from our share, I think this isn't Share What You Love. This is some other DSP from earlier. Oh, I loved it though. It was a pretty color and I bought a bunch. It probably is not going to work with this pattern, but there's our Mossy Meadow. That actually looks pretty good with it. I probably will use that. And just put some white, a little white label, or pink. Pink would work too. I didn't get enough little labels out here because I do need some. Okay, well, I'm still playing with it, but it doesn't matter because we can go on anyhow while I still think about that. Let me get my glue on its little thing there. Okay. You like the sea foam, Freddie? It was pretty. I've already glued it all down now. The sea foam would be a nice label, I bet. Maybe I'll cut some of this out with the cutter in fact, I probably have some already cut out. I just cut out a bunch of scraps last night into labels, so I just should have brought that bag over that I had all those cut out with. All right, so for now, right now, what I need to do is just stamp our little bike. The little bicycle is so cute. He has a little flower basket on it. I love that. That's going to be so nice. I am going to have to fussy cut it. This doesn't come with dies, so I will have to fussy cut it. But I don't mind doing that. That's actually kind of fun. Michelle, you like the soft sea foam too? Okay, so we've inked that up with our black Memento ink and stamped that on there. I better do another one too, although I'm not sure that I'm gonna have the same image on both. I'll think about that. And we're gonna let that dry for just a second. When I mailed, Jewel, when you were watching, if you do, when I mailed your package, I actually took the Magnolia stamp and stamped onto my address label and colored it. Okay, but when I colored it, realized as it started to smear a bit that we really do want to stick with these papers to color on, because the postage label was not absorbent enough apparently, and it was definitely trying to smear on me. Okay, so rich razzleberry. Let's see if we have it. I know we do. There's blackberry. That could work, but it's just a matter of finding you. That's lovely lipstick. And that's not it. The purples, there's rich razzleberry. The purples look the same to me almost. It's hard to identify from the cap. And I'm sure there are people who have managed to they probably have nice big labels that you can see. It is labeled though, so it's not like I really need it to be labeled. And then I believe this is probably Old Olive or Mossy Meadow. Either one is gonna work. This is Mossy Meadow, but I believe I'm gonna want a little bit of Old Olive too. And probably we are going to want some very light pink. Now this is Pink Pirouette, which is kind of a risk for me. Let's not do Pink Pirouette. Let's do Flirty Flamingo. Pink Pirouette is an old one that's retired, and it's pretty nice, but sometimes it gives me some grief when I'm trying to get it to blend with these are more yellowy backgrounds. All these pinks we're using this season. So Pink Pirouette has more of a blue cast to it, I believe. Okay, so we're going to start with the light color because I'm not really sure that dark is going to work. I don't want it to be too dark. And we'll go over our little bike with rich razzleberry. See if I can do this. And if I can't, then I might have to break out the pencils. Glasses have to go for sure. Because this, even though I'm using the fine tip, it isn't that fine. And actually, why am I using a blending pen? These images are so small that I can use the markers. This is actually a great time to get out your markers. And since I've already started with this blending pen, I'm going to persist with it here for a minute. But I believe I'm going to put them aside and get out the markers, because their little tips are going to work much, much nicer. But then we have to hunt again. But at least I don't have duplicates probably of too many things. There's rich razzleberry, and let's see, Flirty Flamingo, you should be. Melon Mambo might actually work, but I think Flirty Flamingo should be pretty handy. Oh, let's use Rococo Rose. Why not? Let's use it. And we even have we have Purple Posy in a pen. We might not have it in ink, but we do have it in a pen. And then I'm going to go with, ooh, that's Wild Wasabi. And that actually is an old one. That's one of my favorites. I'm not getting rid of my Wild Wasabi. And there's Pear Pizzazz, also one of my favorites. So we're going to do Pear Pizzazz. All right. Okay, Freddie, you do not want to do fussy cutting, but I think I'm not going to fussy cut this guy out either, because it's going to be too, there's shadow, and I don't think I'm going to do a good enough job. There's these little tiny handlebars. I've changed my mind. I'm going to use a label here, and we'll see how that works. So, all right, we'll color this other bike, and as you can see, it's going to be a little darker in color, but at least I can maintain a little better control over the flow of my ink. So hopefully it'll come out okay. And my little bike lines are, this is where you want to go. You don't want if your hand is shaky, this is not something you would want to do. This little bicycle is pretty small, and you could just leave it uncolored, and that would be nice too. That's what I would do if I was, which, let's be honest, that is my future too. Getting our hands are one of the things that really do show some use over the years, right? And they become shaky with everybody. Everybody has that. I suppose there are some people who have a steady as a rock hand when they get older, but not many. Most of us are going to be experiencing that at some point in time. So I think I'm going to use Rococo Rose for the little tulips. I believe these are tulips. In the Winds of Change big picture of that stamp set, it's there's a bunch of tulips out front, so I'm out in front of that windmill. I'm sure these are tulips. They are the shape of tulips anyway. Okay, I don't really want that. I'm going to pull in my very light flirty flamingo, even though this is the blending pen, because I don't want all of those flowers to be that dark. And I'm just doing little dots, and I'm also just kind of guessing where those flowers are. I'm avoiding the big obvious leaves, but much of coloring in the stamping world is a guess. Once you accept that, and then just tell yourself you're going to be happy with whatever you end up doing, I guarantee you everyone who gets your cards is going to be happy with it. They always look beautiful. If it's not quite how you wanted it, you can just call it an abstract. All right, so that really there were just a couple of leaves that needed to definitely be leaves, and those I did do in green. I really do need that front tire, don't I? Kind of was hoping I could avoid more of this, but kind of need to finish it out. Okay. I believe I put a line here, but I believe that's actually the basket. I shouldn't have done that on that one. And I don't want to make this big part of the bike. I don't want to do that with these markers. That's going to just be way too dark. So I think actually we will, do we have, I don't think we have Purple Posy in our blending pens. Let's peek and see if we do. We don't. I think we have Highland Heather. This is Purple Posy. We do have it. I wasn't sure that we did, but we do have Purple Posy. Now, Purple Posy has got a lot of red in it, and so I love it. It's going to be a really nice blending pen for us to be able to add into our pinks. Do you see how pink it is? Very nice. So it actually goes really well with this rich razzleberry. It'll go good with any of the pinks. It's going to be a really nice one. We're going to do, oops, I messed up the bike. No, well, that's okay. All right. I am going to be daring, and I'm going to make the side walls on my bicycle purple posy too, as I don't want to use gray. It's just going to kind of make everything too dark. Now my circle ability is limited. I'm not the greatest. I can do lines better than circles. Circles are tough. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to push these out of the way. Oops, I'm losing stuff all over the place. And then I just need to find my ivory. It's going to do well for the basket. Okay, there we go. And we'll do the petal there too. And actually the saddle should probably be ivory instead of what I had done it with. Okay. Oh, I forgot the little ground. We do want that to be brown too. Oh, okay. There we go. Now it's done. All right, now I am going to just look and see what size label I'm going to want to do. This actually would be the right size. So this is the die. I need to go search it out. So I am going to jiggle the camera a bit because I have to slide by it to go grab those dies, and then I can pick up my cutting plate that I lost over here on the side as well. Let's see, stitched, labels stitched. I'm just kind of having to grab everything because I couldn't find it. That's stitched all around. Stitch, lay, stitch. Aha, there they are. Okay. All right, now we're going to have to bring in that big shot again. Oh, for a cameraman who could pull back and show the whole room and do all these things instead of having to have it all crunched down into this tiny, tiny space. All right, we'll move that before I ruin it. And get this out here. Now I need to make sure I have my magnetic. I need that magnetic board for this. And I can't find it. I know oh, there it is. I knew I had it here somewhere. All right, and all my assorted plates. I know they're here somewhere. And then let's cut this out a little bit just so that I can fit it through easily. Set that up there. And then we can find our die. The oval die I need is this one. But I think while I'm here, I'm also going to get these little dies. Then we can use those to cut out a little sea foam and a little bit more of the very vanilla. Okay. There we go. Come on, you can do it. I'll run that through. And there's one. Put that there, and then one more. And then we're going to run these through while I've got, might as well. I'm just cutting these things out. Oh, it's getting a bit warm in here. I think my door is shut, so my air conditioning is, I don't even have it go on. Our air conditioning, even on these 100-degree days, doesn't usually go on until about 1 o'clock, 2, well, no, later than that, 2, sometimes 3 and 4 in the afternoon. Our house stays nice and cool for a long time. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to take our soft sea foam. I'm going to just pull a piece off and do, oops, I'm not sure what fell. Something fell. And we'll just do some labels here with that soft sea foam. So I have them to play with. Okay, and then we'll move that out of the way. Sorry about that. And that. Okay. Goodness. Too many pieces. And then to hunt down all of these, I think wonder if I lost my container of dyes. I hope not. Usually I can hear a big loud clang. No, there it is. When those fall down. All right. There we go. So we'll put those away right there. And grab out the cards. All right, now we get to see how this is going to actually look. So we're going to put our little bike on here. I actually I think some sprays of flowers would be really nice. There is this tulip, and we could stick that on there. I think what I did, though, is I just decided, I'm going to pull out my flourish pieces that I have on hand. If you have the Flourishing Phrases die, it cuts out a really large flowery die, and there's also this little guy too. And then I can color it however I want. So I'm going to just use these pieces, I believe, and then we'll trim them, and I can color them however I want. And I cut those all out, just in an evening, your little excess. Actually, that one's cute. Maybe we'll use that one instead. Then I won't even have to trim that. So cut those out at night from your scraps, and then you can just keep them in the little baggie ready to use at a moment's notice. And in my little handy dandy bag, I see I even have some, what looks like, this would be Blackberry Bliss. There's a little Blackberry Bliss sprig. And let's see what other Blackberry Bliss I would have here, because that also will look really nice. And then maybe I won't even have to color. Okay. These are all Flourishing Phrases pieces. It comes with quite a bit. So I'll just get out a few things here. Thank you, Freddie. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, having these cut out and ready to go just makes a big difference when you're trying to put together cards. And you don't have to worry about fussy cutting. I love that. You can just have it all done for you. Now we are going to need a bunch of these dimensionals. Now to get these stuck up enough, I might have to do more than just one. I might have to stack them, because I want this to be up high enough to really be a frame. And when I put it on, that's pretty good. But I think on this one, I don't know. Let's look at the rectangle. The rectangle might be the one that I was thinking all the more. It needs to be stacked. This is the front. Let's make sure I put it on the front and not on the back. The It would be bad to put all my dimensionals on the front. If I ripped them off, they probably wouldn't look too bad, but it'd be nice to avoid that. Okay, so that one, I think it might be this one that I was thinking, let's see, that was showing a bit, so I'm going to stick that there. All right, actually it's not too bad. I don't want to stack it if I don't have to. It just seemed like when I did it before, I might want to have it stacked, but that might be okay. All right, we're going to do that. And then where did I put all my ribbon? Oh, good. Here we go. So here's this silver. This is a silver edged rich raspberry ribbon. Isn't that pretty? We're going to use that. I also got out this is from Nature's Twine. Is this Nature's Twine? It feels firmer. So now I'm thinking maybe that is something else. But anyway, it's a rich raspberry, or actually that looks more like Blackberry Bliss twine. And so I have that ready. We're going to see how that looks. I still really do like that other DSP underneath there. I think that looks pretty good. But anyway, I think I was going to I wanted to tie this onto the actual frame. Let's see how this looks. Fussy Cutting made you fussy. You're funny. Okay, so if we tie that on there, and then I'm going to be able to tie I kind of want to tie my flowers. Kind of wanted it to be tied and the frame tied. Now this twine, since it's kind of stiff, it doesn't want to cooperate as well as some. So if it doesn't cooperate as well as I want, then I am going to just do a knot, cut it, and then make my bow separate. Okay. All right, so we have that on there. Oops, I got to get it over. Ah. We're putting our flowers different here because I've got my I don't want it there. I want it here. I'm gonna have to force it over that dimensional. It kind of was preventing me from sliding it up. There we go. I got it though. Okay, there we go. Because we're gonna do that. We're gonna stick this on like this. All right, I'm finally getting it. We'll go ahead and put our frame on here now so that I know what I'm doing. Don't forget to pray for those poor families out there who are dealing with all the aftermath of the shootings that we've had recently. It's horrible. And it's such a tragedy. And people, you just wonder, how can somebody become so warped that they would do something like that? I don't know. But we will send out our cards and do our bit to keep people happy, feeling good. All right, so this, I'm going to just tie it separate because this is going to be too tough for me. So I'm going to leave myself a little bit of room. And then that way I can just stick these on here how I want them. Probably with some snail. I think I'll just get some snail and snail it up like this. I can put a whole bunch of snail on there, and then we can do that, okay? Let's grab that. I actually have a bunch of fast fuse handy here, but fast fuse doesn't cooperate with me very well. So I'm going to just stick this on here first, kind of like here. And then I'm going to just put my fast fuse on there, or not fast fuse, it's snail, like that. It is a bit gummy. It is, but not too bad. I'm going to put a tiny bow there anyway. If I can get it to cooperate. This twine, it's pretty stiff. So the Nature's twine, I thought was this, but now I'm thinking I thought it was softer. But anyway. Let's do another bow. That's not quite what I want. I might just do a double bow the old-fashioned way, where I just put 2 bows on there. Oh my goodness, I keep pulling on the wrong. It's this side. Tingling. Okay, there we go. Woo. Now this bow's shaping up a little nicer anyway. Okay, so we'll trim this end like that. Pull this. This looks like Mickey Mouse ears. I was down at Ross Dress for Less earlier today to see if they had a purple shirt. I'm looking for a purple shirt for my skirt. And you would think they'd have a purple shirt, and they had some, but not quite what I wanted. Okay, actually that one's gonna, and they had a really cute Mickey Mouse shirt down there though. I did not buy anything, no. I did not buy anything. I just was looking. But I was tempted by the Mickey Mouse shirt. It was cute. Now, I don't know if these are going to actually stay here. And if they don't, I will secure them better later. But for now, that is going to do just fine. And then we will put our little bicycle. There's actually room to do the writing on the bicycle, but I kind of wanted my label here somehow. That's why I cut a few. So wasn't really sure how I wanted the label. I think we're gonna stick with cream. Okay, we're gonna do that. I could put my bow on the label. That would have looked cute. So we're gonna do, sticking with the Winds of Change, they have this cute little thank you. And that's what we'll use. And let's see, where is that? Rich Razzleberry. My Rich Razzleberry's got some weird, you remember earlier I've heard people talking about their pads getting this weird bump stuff going. And I don't know what's going on with Stampin' Up's ink, but I think it's the pad myself. Okay. But it functions just fine, but it does look weird. I'm not really happy with that either, but oops, where are all my dimensionals? I know I have a bunch in here somewhere. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it if I haven't. Oh, I found a couple of pearls. Excellent. We'll be using those. Aha, here they are. All right. We'll get those out of the way for now. And we'll stick those. Now, this is going to have to be stacked in order to go over my frame, because my frame is already on a dimensional. I am going to have to double stack my dimensionals on the bicycle. There's just no question about that. That's going to have to happen. Make sure it sticks on there. Oops, let's peel it off a little bit here and stick it on the side. There we go. All right, like that. And our little thank you. It's gonna go right in there. Cute. All right, isn't that sweet? Okay, there's one. And then we're going to use this rectangle frame. Oops, where did our other bicycle go? There you are. Okay, now for this one, let's see, how do we want to do it? I might just put the bicycle underneath. Let's look at our soft sea foam. I actually have a circle soft sea foam. Let's look at this. You guys like the soft sea foam. How about that? Is that cute? So cute. And I've even got a purple posy circle we could stick in there too. And we could do our sentiment, and we can stick our leaves on here, and flower. And we've got this ribbon is so pretty. I love this ribbon. I haven't used it a lot yet. And I think I might at Christmas time. For this year, I'm thinking I don't want to do so much red and green. I'm going to do something different for Christmas. They've got some really nice, they've got that Christmas mug. I like that mug. It's cute. The snowmen are definitely my favorite though. Okay, I think we'll put the ribbon down here in the corner. And, actually have a pre-stamped friend and a pre-stamped smile. Maybe we'll use this smile. Not sure how. Might have to get rid of something there. Oh, how about up here? How about under my flower? That's not quite working. No. Too big. The smile is nice, but it's just too large. So, let's see. When you have so many sentiments to choose from, it makes it difficult. But I like smile because smile can be for a birthday. It could be a thank you. It could be an almost any kind of thing. Okay, but I'm not sure. That smile, where did I get that? I think that's my magnolia set, actually. Let's look at that really quick. No, it's not. I don't see it there. Here's that hello. I don't want that either. We're going to go back to... I'm going to grab out a Botanical Bliss, and we're going to do especially for you, or my friend right there. That one's nice too. Oh, or best wishes. Perfect. Best wishes it is. Okay, so we'll do, then I can use my, this soft sea foam, I think, under there. We'll do best wishes. Okay. And we're almost done. Thank you, Freddie. You're right. I am so grateful for Christ. He is so good. Definitely a light in our world, that's for sure. And I am so glad that there are so many people out there in our country who do know him, and his influence is even with those who don't. Grateful for them. Grateful for all of those responders out there who've had to deal with so many issues. I think I might put this white one with this just so that I can see it a little bit. It's kind of dark otherwise, so I'm going to just layer it on top. Okay, so we'll just take this little bit of snail and stick it on there, and then we'll just layer the one flower over the other, just enough so that I can kind of see it a little bit better. And then we want the leaf underneath. And I'm not really worried about how good that, oops, I put the snail on the wrong side. It's a good thing that other flower's going to be on there. Oh, I just snailed it to the... Whoa. There we go. Whew. That was kind of scary. And there we go. Stick that guy right on there. Oh my goodness, that all fell off there. That's okay. We're getting done. All right, so that's that. And then we can stick our best wishes right on top, especially where I have it the most gummy. I think that might be a good plan. We'll just do that. Okay, we'll put our best wishes right like that. Oops, I just lost my bow on the floor. There it is. And now we can unstick this. I kept this frame off the card because I wasn't really sure how I was going to tie that ribbon. Oh, that came away with my... Look at that. Wow. I'm going to have to stick another dimensional there because that's not going to stick good enough. Oh my goodness, it keeps tearing. Okay, so alert, if you're sticking your dimensionals to this embossed part, apparently there's not a lot of surface that your dimensional is sticking to, so it's tending to just rip up. So just stick it on there good. You might need to use more dimensionals. My little border dimensional piece here's not really working very well. It's just peeling up when I'm trying to peel the backing off. There, whew, that was tough. These bigger pieces are working better. Okay, wow. I've got like snail, I think, on the bottom of the card there. I think we're going to go ahead and just not put it askew. We're going to do traditional, keep it simple there. Okay, like that and like that. And then our little bow is going to go on here. We'll stick this bow on there right now just to get it going, because it'll take a while for that to dry. Oh. So we'll get that on there so it dries nicely. There we go. Okay, and while that's drying, oh, come on, bow, stay put. Ugh. That Tombow, you are not my favorite, that's for sure. Not my favorite. The dimensionals actually work better, and I have glue dots, but I don't have a lot of luck with them either. So Tombow, you do work great as long as I never have to touch you again until you dry. Other than that, I prefer these dimensionals. If I could use dimensionals on everything, I would be happy to do that. Hi Tricia, how are you? Are you surviving the heat over there today? It's pretty warm. Okay, so we're doing that, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this little guy. My fingers have got Tombow all over them. Another reason I dislike it so. It's a spreader. Spreads its joy. Okay, there we go. So we'll do that. And my bow, or my ribbon, it's still sliding, moving around. Stop it. You need to stay put so you can dry. I should have just used the glue dot instead of that glue. Okay, there's our little bike. He's so cute. Love that. Even when I wasn't riding my bike all the time, I've always really liked the bike theme. especially because you can have little flowers on him. All right, now last, I'll use the last of my little pearls, and I'm gonna grab. Where are you? There you are. We'll try this. I don't use this very often, so we'll see if this actually is going to work for me. It works great. Look at that. That's actually sticking pretty well to it. Do that one. We'll do the little yellow one. Huh. That putty does stick pretty good. Of course, it stuck to my finger pretty well too. So we'll just use the finger. There. And in my package, I actually still do have a couple stuck to the sides. I don't know if they're gonna come off nicely, but oh, it did, but it came off again because my finger has Tombow all over it. This is where your putty's gonna really come in handy, is getting it to turn over. Now, this is the problem with my putty. It just keeps, oh, that's not sticky. It keeps coming out when I don't want it to. You know? I forget to use this, and if I did use it more, I'd probably be more adept at it. There's one last pearl hiding down there, and I want you out. Sticking to my nail, great, but then once I get it to the card, you won't stick. So you are done. You are done. We're throwing those away. And I know I have more in here, but I don't think I really want to bother finding them because it actually looks pretty cute even without. Oh, there's one more yellow. Let's use that. There you go. There we go. Okay, and the ribbon is finally sticking. Okay, so those are our 2 cards. Let's see what time we have. We're doing pretty good. That was just an hour. I think I would want to stamp these and put them on the inside. And then those are done. Okay? So, very cute. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to get my glasses back on so I can see what's going on. And I'll flip the camera up. Oh, low battery. Every time. Well, hey, Dan, it's nice to see you too. I saw your dog. There was a dog thing on Facebook. I haven't watched it yet, though. I've been a little bit busy, a little distracted. I've got all of our flowers fertilized. There was this big giant slug. It was seriously this big. Long, and it was probably about that fat. This morning, they have been just nuts taken out all over the yard, and I've been putting out slug and snail bait and every day, more and more. So we'll keep that battle going. And I hope you guys have a great week. And get those holiday catalog orders in. Thank you, Tricia. I'm glad you like the cards. Thank you for registering for my class. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in just a couple of weeks. And if you haven't registered yet, remember August 23, 10 a.m. It's a Friday, and you can do it online with me. All right? So you have a great day, and stay safe and happy. Praise the Lord for the wonderful things you have. All right? I am. Bye.